Gamers, welcome to Mount Olympus. That's right, we're having 100,000 Spartans defending Mount Olympus against the Persian menace that is attacking. There's roughly 6 million Persians attacking, and only 100,000 Spartans, plus about 10,000 archers. The Spartans have located most of their archers at the top of Mount Olympus, along with some Spartans to protect them, so they do have some ranged capabilities in this battle. But they're 100,000 Spartans. It's more like 120,000 Spartans, actually, because I tried to put 200,000 on, but then the mountains deleted a ton of them, so it's actually more like 120,000 Spartans and then 10,000 or so archers on the battlefield. I know it gets complicated, but either way, they're going to be holding these mountain passes against 6 million Persians that are going to be coming forward here, and they're going to have to hold out. If they die, they die. If they succeed, then Zeus will be proud. So, as the first of the Persians make it to the base of the mountain and start skirmishing with a few Spartans that fell down the mountain and got super bloody, let's go ahead and check out the actual defenses. So there are patches of armies that are assembled at the base of the mountain, such as here, but then most of the Spartan force is actually going to be standing on these thin mountain passes where they're holding out. So you can see they wind all the way up here, and they just keep on going up until they reach the peak here, where they're located with a bunch of archers. So the archers should be able to fire downwards once the Persians get to about here, which will help out the Spartans a little bit. Now, the Persians do completely surround them with about 6 million soldiers. So as you can see, there's a lot of Persians out there. All those little black dots are Persians that are sprinting on forward. So let's see here. One of the first mountain passes right this way, actually, is going to be clashed upon by some Persians. And we can see that a lot of the Persians are actually getting thrown off the cliffs here already by the Spartans, which is kind of crazy. Spartans already have 1,000 kills, and the Persians only have 100. Now, this is going to be a battle where we're really not going to know who wins until the bitter end, because those archers could come in clutch at the end and totally help out the Spartans that are defending. And if you couldn't tell, this is also going to be an incredibly long battle. This one, I'm going to leave open on my computer, hopefully until the bitter end, unless there's glitches at the end. But basically, at least I've carved out about 6 or 7 hours worth of time on my computer to let this thing run. I don't have anything else I need to do on my computer, so we could get the full might of these Persians clashing against this really, really tough Spartan defense that we've got going on here. I'm super excited about this. I hope you guys are too. If you are, please be sure to hit that like button. Let's try our best to get 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours. It really does help me out in the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're working our way towards 500K. I want to hit it by the end of this year, and your guys' support on that is phenomenal. And comment down below any other battles you guys want to see. I actually had a lot of requests to do this on this map. People were saying they wanted to see the Greeks fight against the Persians to hold Mount Olympus. And I thought, hey, that's actually a really good idea. So that is going to be what we're doing here today, baby. All right, so I think we ought to start this off with a little bit of a time lapse of this immediate area here, these Spartans defending this pass. I think this is just a really cool pass to watch. So we'll start with a little time lapse here and see how far the Persians can really make it in a little period of time here. Alright gamers, so the Spartans actually got pushed pretty far back here, which is always fun. And also there's like a lot of blood because Persians keep falling off the edge. Right now we're sitting at 200,000 dead Persians, only 18,000 dead Spartans. Really not bad numbers at all, and I think the Persians are going to get slowed down even further the further up they go, because of the archers up here and whatnot. There's even some archers like along this path here. They're not even firing out yet, so I think we have a lot of good battling to go here. It looks like right here also Spartans are fighting those Persians still and continuing to get lots of kills. Right here they're continuing to get lots of kills. The Persians are basically blocked up at the start of the mountain. They're not even past the very beginning here, which is not great for the Persians at all. You know, they're completely halted on all accounts around these edges. Oh yeah, even down here there's a bunch of Persians having to fight Spartans. Although these guys have carved a nice little path that looks like there was a lot of dead Spartans here. So good for the Persians there. But yeah, overall, right now, Spartans holding back the Persians a decent amount on all sides and preventing any sort of mass charge up Mount Olympus as of yet. I'll let this ride for a bit and we'll check back in. So I just wanted to highlight this real quick. It's not been too long of time, but I was searching the battlefield and I really like how precarious this kind of fighting is. The Spartans are literally like standing on a cliff here, fighting downwards as the Persians try to make their way up. This is so cool. It is like really intense fighting too. They're all going at it and all of the bodies are flying down. You can see them tumbling through their own lines below. Really cool. If any Spartans fall, then they're immediately hacked up to bits by the Persians below. It's just really cool fighting right there. In addition to that, I mean, a massive problem with the Spartan line on this side of the hill is that these Persians, once they get to this point right here, they will have cut off these Spartans from the rest of their lines. And then it's just a matter of these Persians meeting up with those Persians, and it'll be a massive flank on the Spartans right there. Of course, it'll still be work to get through all of them, but that will definitely be a bit of a problem for the Spartan army getting cut off like that from the rest of their men. But still, I mean, the Persians haven't made too much progress. They're about halfway through these troopers here. It seems like they're about halfway through all of the base troopers, the troopers that are at the base of the hill. And then the rest of this fight is going to be them having to wind their way up these hillsides. So I think the base troopers are doing a good job of just sort of softening up the Persians right now, dealing a lot of damage, getting some good kills, things like that. But the real fight is going to come down to the grind to the top for the Persians at the end of the day, and that is definitely going to take quite a while. Yeah, we're gonna still be seeing a lot of fighting from here on out. Look at these Persians sliding down the mountain. Apparently one Spartan fell down to this little crook right here, but managed to survive. Nice job there, buddy. But yeah, I mean, there's still a lot to go through. This is definitely going to be a very long battle. Alright guys, so it has been about another half an hour here, and the Persians have just about managed to chop off the back of this Spartan defense right here. They're also getting further in at this area over here as well. Right now the Persians have killed 30,500 Spartans, and the Spartans have killed 355,000 Persians, and I don't think arrows have even begun to fly by the Spartan army at all yet. So, since this is already taking quite a while, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go out and get some other stuff done for the day, but leave this open and running, and you know, when I get back it'll have been probably a few hours should have gone by, and when we do come back, I think you know, we'll see where we're at and see how this situation is unfolding. I'm not going to do a sort of time lapse for this. I will do time lapses later on in the video as well, hopefully, if there's good moments for it, but doing a time lapse for like 6 hours, my computer just doesn't have enough storage for it, so we're not gonna do that. By the way, these areas here are holding off so well against the Persians. The Persians are really trickling in, which is resulting in them getting like almost no Spartan kills, and the Spartans are able to just chop them down, so that's beautiful right there. But yeah, I am going to let this run in the background, and when we get back, I'm really excited to see how it goes. The Persians still have 5.4 million soldiers left. Did I say 6 million or 5 million when the video started? I should have said 6 million. If I said 5 million, that's my bad. But yeah, there are 6 million Persians, and the Spartans have 106,000 soldiers left. I think it's only going to get harder for the Persians from here as they have to start going up these mountain paths here. So why don't we go ahead and stop the video right here, And then when I get back, hopefully I'll remember to start on this frame right here, and we can see how far these Persians have made it up the mountain when we get back. It'll be interesting. All right, guys, be right back. All right, gamers, I kid you not, it is 6 hours later, and this is what we're dealing with. So it looks like the Persians have a lot of troopers right here, and the Spartans managed to hold them off up until right there. And we've still got a trickling in of Persians, but it seems like majority of the Persian force is like not moving anymore. What's going on over this way? Okay, so the Persians took this entire hill, I guess, and then they've taken, it looks like down here as well. Oh, they're trying to get up to these Spartans here. That's kind of funny. It also looks like a number of Persians have made it up this way. And, oh, okay, so they're still fighting up this way. Okay, so the Persians are still working their way up this hill over here against these Spartans, and they need to wind their way up here. It looks like we have some glitches with some of the Persians and the Spartans, so let's go ahead and enter into RTS mode here for just a second. And then we're going to go ahead and try moving some of these Spartans that are, like, on the cliffs here. So we'll try moving those guys down. Anyone here will move down as well, because I think right now they're just kind of in a glitch state, to be honest, on the sides of these hills. Are these Spartans or are these Persians? Those are all Spartans. Holy cow. Wait, hold on. There's a ton of Spartans here. Wait. Where are the Persians at? Oh, the Persians are still working their way up this way. Okay, so we'll leave them like that. But then we got some more Spartans here that can be moved around, and then we've got some more Spartans here that can be moved around. We're basically just unglitching them from the side. They'll likely go down and just die, but I mean, they weren't doing anything anyway, so at least in this instance, they'll finally actually be doing something, and that'll be good for them. You know, they'll actually be contributing. You know what I'm saying. And then what do we got here? Are these Spartans? Yeah, that's a ton of Spartans right there. Holy cow, yeah. There's like a ton. There's a whole bundle of Spartans right here who are doing literally nothing. So we'll send them down that mountain there. There's a bunch right here that are doing literally nothing. So we'll send them down that way too. Any over here? Over this way? Oh, there's a ton right here. Yeah, there's a boatload. We might have already tried ordering these guys actually. But we'll try again. There you go. Move them there. So hopefully that... Oh, there's like a bunch here that are also in like a bit of a glitch state. So we are like sort of removing some Spartans from safety, but also they weren't like fighting at all. So this will hopefully get them engaged in the battle again, and the battle will get going again because the Persians will also want to start fighting these different Spartans and stuff like that. Oh, what about these guys here? Can these guys move down? Some of them might just be stuck, you know? But we'll see. Okay, we do have some movement from the Persians. Oh, good. Okay, so the Spartans are moving, so those guys will get involved in the battle, which is really nice. And we won't have full-on glitch going on anymore in different areas. Oh, and these guys here. Did I already try moving these guys, and they're just, like, stuck again? What the dog doing? What the deal, boys? Okay, yeah. There we go. Nice. Beautiful. By the way, the Persians have lost 925,000 soldiers, almost 1 million, and the Spartans have lost 78,000 soldiers. So the Spartans are doing very, very well. Meanwhile, the Persians are definitely taking some serious losses in this whole thing. We could go ahead and try to maybe get some more Persians moving up the mountain as well here, just to keep this battle going, you know what I'm saying? So why don't we go ahead and do this? We'll move over to Team 2, and we'll go ahead and select all these Persians, and we will try to get them moving up this mountain here, which would be glorious. And then we will take all of these Persians here, and we're going to try and get them moving up the mountain like so. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and leave this for a while longer. Hopefully, this actually gets people moving and grooving, and we don't have the same sort of stalemate we had previously. Oh, it looks like these guys are again just chilling here, though. We might have to continuously move Spartans off of the hill and get them fighting in order to get the Persians actually fighting as well. So we might have to do this a couple more times. But either way, most of the Persians seem to be moving out again, which is good to see. And hopefully we have more combat going on as time goes on here. And we don't get stuck in a little bit of a stalemate type of situation here. Either way, I'll be back in some time here. Actually, you know what? I decided let's do another time lapse here. I did get some comments saying they like the time lapses a lot, but they'd like to see them a little bit faster because sometimes they're a little bit long to go through. So I completely understand that. We're going to try and do time lapses a bit faster from now on then. Let's go ahead and get a time lapse like right here, and I'll just make the speed of the time lapses a lot faster. That way it feels like they're easy breezy and you still get to see them. So here we go. We'll watch this time lapse here. Alright gamers, it's been a couple more hours and the Spartans are almost at 100,000 dead. I've noticed that mainly there's two areas of focus for this fighting. Number one is right here. This path is still being ground up by the Persians. It is really, really hard fighting for them, and they're having to basically topple Spartans tooth and nail for every single foot. The Spartans, by the way, have 1 million kills still. And those numbers are actually going up a little bit easier now because the higher up they're getting, the more archers that there are, I've noticed. Yeah, see, like all in here, there's archers mixed up and stuff like that. So the archers are actually coming into play just a little bit right now. Then the next area of fighting is down this way, where it seems like there's always a constant fight with Persians over here, but it does tend to be a little bit of a trickle in. I'm not entirely sure why. The Persians get really stuck right here and decide not to really go up very often. Additionally, there's also fighting down this way pretty often too. Yeah, here we go. Here's a whole bunch of Persians heading up this way. And actually, the last time I checked, they didn't own all this, but they do now. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's just, it looks like some Spartans here. This is actually the last of the Spartans that the Persians are going to be fighting, and they're glitching their way up here. Look at all these Persians in one little blob right here, fighting against the Spartans right there. And maybe that'll then open up that avenue for the Persians to keep going up further, because I don't think there's any other Spartans in that area. And then maybe they'll continue up this route some more as well, which would be kind of cool to see. But either way, I mean, the Spartans are doing a pretty good job defending here. They've still got a lot of soldiers, especially up here. I think it'll be really hard for the Persians because this is a mix of archers and Spartans, and that'll just be a brutal area to attack. So hopefully we get to see that happen. But for right now, the Persians are pretty slow, especially at assaulting over this way. I'm going to try and continue to sort of push the Persians up manually to try and get them attacking again, but it can be a little bit tough. My biggest hope is right over here where the Persians are going all out in this area right now. So, yeah, the Spartans are almost at 100,000 kills, or sorry, deaths now. They're very close. Very close. The Persians really are only attacking from this area still, like constantly. All other areas, they seem to really be trickling in very heavily. Oh, actually, over here they've built up a bit more. I didn't even realize they built up a bit more here. Well, that's good. That's a nice little bump up right there for the Persians. And of course, you know, the higher we go, the more marksmen we'll have, the archers, dude, and that'll be helpful and things like that. But overall, I mean, we're just kind of chilling at the moment with the Spartans. There's nothing crazy going on here. You can see a few arrows flying here and there from up that way every once in a while towards the Persians here. It's very few and far between. There's only a couple archers that are in firing range right here. But yeah, it's still just kind of chugging along here. I think what I am going to do is, since it's 9 o'clock right now, I'm going to go to bed probably and just leave this open because this is a very long battle. It's taken many hours. It might not even be done by the morning, but we're just going to see where we're at in the morning and see if the Persians do manage to do anything more at this point in time. I'd be curious to see sort of what ends up happening by the morning. So I typically get up at like 7 or 8 to let the dog out. So I'll probably check back in around then, maybe a little after, maybe after I have my coffee and food and stuff like that. But we will check back in probably about 12-ish hours and see where we're at. I mean, this has been going now for about 8 hours. And I mean, there's been a lot of progress on the battlefield, but there's still a long way for the Persians to go. And the Spartans have a long way to go as well. The Spartans are definitely getting more kills now than they were at the very beginning of the battle, so that's one good thing. But simultaneously, they've still got almost 5 million Persians to get through. So, the real hope here for the Spartans is, number one, the fact that they're so tightly packed up here that it's really hard for the Persians to gain ground, but also all of these archers up here. Almost all 10,000 archers are up at the top here, and I think that will definitely help a ton, especially when the Persians get to like right here. This is when the archers up top there are probably going to be able to fire most down at them. So either way, yeah, we will let this ride for a good bit here, and I will see you guys in many, many hours now. Alright gamers, it's now the next morning. It's been 12 hours and it seems like, honestly, not a ton of progress has been made. There's still a trickling of dead Persians, it seems. We have reached 100,000 dead Spartans officially. Looks like there's still combat over here with the Persians and the Spartans, but combat ended up basically dying out on this ledge over here, when it's just like a very thin line of Spartans. Looks like they did actually really good job of killing Persians over here. It seems like the Persians are just really scared to proceed forward. I mean, to be fair, when 1 million of your comrades have already died, I would be a little bit scared to go forward too. Most of them hanging out on the hillside. And then there's just a coating of blood across the entire mountain. The entire mountain. It's a little absurd. You know what? I would be scared as well. I would be very, very scared. I figure I might as well go ahead and try and get the Persians to attack again. I think I was looking at some of the instructions. I think maybe one of the problems is the Persians' secondary orders is to hold and attack. So we're gonna actually do it. A combat move order, and the secondary order is going to be to attack, and then we're gonna try and just basically move them up to the top, and we'll see if that gets them moving. If it doesn't really, then well, these guys are moving, but you're moving the wrong way. You are moving the wrong direction. Oh my god. Oh, do they think they can like get up here or something? That's the problem with this map, dude. It's a little glitchy. Wow, there's a lot of Spartans down here. Oh, I think all these Persians want to kill all these Spartans here, and that's leaving them stuck. Okay, so this map is definitely a little bit of a glitch fest. That's for sure. Let's try and get these Spartans down then, I guess, and then they can fight the Persians. Oh, this is sick. Wait, hold up. Look at this. They're just jumping in. What a bunch of Chads. Look at that. Oh my god, they're just jumping in, starting to take names. Ooh, that is dope. They've already established a position. They've already started to slaughter Persians. That's so cool. That's so cool. All right. Well, I'll make sure that more Spartans continue to jump down. You kind of gotta stay on them. Kind of gotta stay on them. Go, 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 go. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. I guess we could let it run for a little bit and see if we could get another mass Persian attack going. But if not, then I think we're gonna call it a Spartan victory, with the Persians essentially just being too scared, too cowardly to do anything, which is essentially what's happening. I mean, that's the truth, is that the Persians are being a little cowardly right now. So we will give it a try to get this battle moving again, but if we can't, then I think it is going to be a Spartan victory. Remember, this is still an early alpha, pre-alpha actually, so I mean, there's a lot of glitches in the game. I think what they've built so far is so impressive despite those glitches. Either way, I'll try and get some of these Spartans down, try and get some of the Persians moving. Okay, so actually it seemed like that at least somewhat worked. It somewhat reinvigorated the Persians. They're trickling in at the very least here again, and this tiny little Spartan holdout is having to fight for its life one more time. These poor guys, they thought they were out of the thick of it, but more Persians just keep on coming, although they are slaughtering them, so don't know, maybe they'll win. And then there's also all these Spartans still up here because they never got to that level yet. We've also got some Persians going up to this part right here where these Spartans are having to slaughter them as well. We're just having a Spartan slaughter fest. The Persians are kind of mobilizing again, but it's really tricky to get them to actually fully mobilize. I'm really trying here, though. Combat has definitely started in full force again. We've got a Spartan incursion onto this hill where it all kind of began, actually. This was the first time-lapse we did, I think, over here. So we've got a ton more Spartans fighting over here yet again, coming from the top of this hill, and there are some reinforcements that might be dropping down as well, hopefully, if I can get them unstuck there. We've also got a number of Spartans just sort of trickling down the hills randomly in different areas from where they were stuck. So we have random Spartan holdouts there too, which is kind of cool. It's like a Spartan counterattack almost. Yeah, look, one random Spartan's right here, so a whole army of Persians goes to try and deal with them. We've also got, it looks like, Persians attacking up this way too still. We've definitely got to build up a Persians right here. These Spartans likely to go down fairly soon. They just don't have a lot of troopers left right here. But right now we are having sort of a reinvigorated Persian force rechasing the Spartans. I guess they just needed to rest the night for a little bit here and get their juju back, man. They need to get their juju back, and now they're back and better than ever. Also, we have a bunch of Spartans right here who could do with some move orders. So let's try and get them to rotate down the hill here as well. Oh, we have a couple of Spartans holding out right there already, so they could just go join them. That's beautiful. I also moved some Spartans that were over here, and it looks like, yep, they are fighting some Persians over this way, which is good. Yeah, so we have reinvigorated the battle a little bit. Hopefully it stays, and hopefully we can get a solid conclusion to this. I don't want to have to call it, oh my god. There are so many Persians stuck down here, it's so laggy. Look at that. What the heck? It's like a mosh pit of Persians. We're not going to look down there again. We're going to walk away from that as if nothing ever happened. I do want to get a solid conclusion to this battle. That would be awesome. Not sure if we will, but I'm trying my best here, boys. Alright, gamers, we definitely have this battle fully moving now. So that little excursion of Spartans over this way seem to have all died out finally. And the Persians are continuing to move up the hill now. And I actually got a lot of the Spartans that were sort of glitched on this hillside right here down. So now there's a line of Spartans here. Seems like a small forward position is skirmishing with the Persians currently. But then there should be more Persians. Yes, there are, fighting up this hillside as well now. So we're finally back in the game, and you can actually see arrows flying now. So the Spartans are at a point where there are bowmen up here supplying some fire. Yep, right here. So there are bowmen helping out as well against the Persians. The Spartans are back in the fight. The Persians are back in the fight. We might finally get a resolution to this long battle here. Alright, gamers, so the battle has come to a screeching halt yet again. I thought we were on a roll there, but basically the Spartans are having no combat in this area here. For some reason, the Persians just don't want to fight over there. There's like a small amount of Persians fighting right there, but even the guys that are ahead don't seem to want to go forward, and these guys don't want to go backwards. And then over this way, it seems like also these Spartans have ceased hostilities with these Persians, and you can see where I highlighted them green, trying to get more Persians to attack, but they just like won't budge anymore. So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe this will just be the end of part 1 to this, and then we could do a part 2 to this later where we just have the Spartans and the medieval knights holding, or sorry, the medieval archers holding up here, and maybe we say that 3 million Persians decided to flee and abandon the army due to fear for attacking, and so in that way we'd really have, you know, like 2 million Persians fighting against probably like 30 or 40,000 Spartans and medieval archers up here to do a part 2 for this video. But it seems like this battle in this instance has just completely glitched out and stopped working. I don't know why, but I think it was a fun video up until this point. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if you would like to see a part 2 to this. Either way, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.